Om Vagartho Vivasampraktho Vakartho Pratipadaye Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro Om Nidaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaham Om Namah Pranavartaya Shuddha-Jnanaikamurthaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyoma Vadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha ஐந்து கரத்தனை யானை முகத்தனை இந்தின் இளம்பிறை போலும் எயிற்றனை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞானக் கொழுந்தினை புந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. ஓம் ஸ்ருதி ஸ்மிருதி புராணாநாமாலயம் கருணாலயம் நமாமி பகவத்பாத சங்கரம் லோகசங்கரம் சங்கரம் சங்கராச்சாரியம் கேசவம் பாதராயணம் சூத்ரபாஷ்யகிருதோ வந்தே Bhagavanto punah punah yadhvare nikhilanilimpa-parishat siddhim vidatte nisham srimat srilasitam jagadgurupadam natvatmatripting gata lokajnanapayodapatanaduram Shri Shankaram Sharmadam Shankara Bhagavatpada Acharya Guruvaram Dhyayami Jyotirmayam Om Vandrabandhane Irandavaninarul Nindranan Mundrandul Nanga Unarndanan Aindu Vendranan Aru Virindanan Yolumbar Chendranan Thanirindhanunarndiyette கடந்தவள் பொன்முடி மாணிக்கத்தோடு தொடர்ந்தனி முத்து பவளம் கச்சாக படர்ந்தல்குட்பட்டாடை பாதச் சிலம்பு மடந்தை சிறியவள் வந்து நின்றாளே. Verse number 2. Very beautiful verse. தனியாம் சாம் பாம்சும் தவச்சரண பங்கேருக பவம் விரிஞ்சி சஞ்சின்வன் விரச்சயதி லோகான் அவிகலம் பகந்த்யேனம் ஷௌரிஹி கதம் அபி சஹஸ்ரேன சிரசாம் ஹரஷம் க்ஷுத்யேனம் பஜதி வசித்தோ தூலன விதிம். I don't even know where to begin on this one. This is such a profound verse right in the beginning. Every word that Acharya uses is worth its weight in the whole universe. The whole universe is equal to every word in weight, in gold. You know, he could have just said palmsum, which is the dust, but he uses an adjective there. Thaniyamsam palmsum. Same way, you could have said Vahantyenam Shaurihi Sirasam Sahasrena. But he puts another adjective there, Katamapi. And then same way, he could have just said Sanchinvan, and collecting the dust, Virinchi Virachayati Lokan. You could have finished there. But he adds another word there, Vikalam. You know, all this are solid statements that goes to tell you that knowledge is not outside in exploring the rockets and exploring the cosmos, but it comes from within. So all these three words that I just mentioned, there's more there, is just nothing but the latest science discoveries. We will see how's that. Thaniyamsum pamsum tavacharana pankeriha bhavam virinchi sanchinvan virachayati lokan avikalam bhagatyenam shaurihi. And he uses the word yanam 3 times. Well, we'll see. So how do the Trinity using the dust of the dust. Taniyamsam pamsum, which means the dust of the dust. Let me go back to the original verse. So taniyamsam pamsum, the dust of the dust. You could have said just the dust. So using that dust of the dust, how this Trinity, which is Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra, discharge their respective duties. So Virinchi, collecting that, Virachayati Lokan Avikalam. So Virinchi, Brahma, Virachayati, he creates. Lokan, it's just not local, Lokan, many worlds. Avikalam, to a perfection, Avikalam, without any defect. And same way, Vahat Yenam, same with the same dust, Yenam, with the same dust. Shaurihi, Vishnu, Katamapi, with somehow, Katamapi means somehow, Sahasrena Sirasam, with 1,000 heads, he maintains this. Somehow he maintains it. We don't know how he does it, but he does it. So we will see why he uses the word. And then what Hara does, Harasham Chudhyenam Bhajati, Basiddho Dhulana Vidim. And he grinds the dust of Divine Mother's feet and applies all over his body. You can also say that he grinds his whole cosmos into dust. Either way. Okay. So Lokan, magnitude of the cosmos. So this in this verse, second verse, the glory of Divine Mother's feet is brought out very beautifully, because it's from the dust of the dust. Dust of the dust means, in terms of physics, finer particle and quarks and quantum field. Dust of the dust, I mean particle of the particle. Dust is particle, and Taniyamsum Pamsum is particle of the particle, which are quarks and quantum field. So quantum field is almost nothingness, where you have just in an unmanifest form, in a virtual form, the whole cosmos is there. So that is the raw material. That is the raw material. What is the raw material? That unmanifest, formless Shiva gets activated by Shakti, with union of Shakti, the quarks, then the string waves come and they combine to create a particle. And from the particle, you have the mineral kingdom, then the vegetable kingdom, then the animal kingdom. Finally, the pinnacle of creation is reached in the human form. And in the process, all these lokan, that's how all these lokas are created. In how they are created, vikalam, infinite order in the cosmos. So with perfect order, it's created. And then how that is maintained, Adishesha with his 1,000 heads, somehow he is maintaining it. We don't know how. And then Hara comes in and resolves everything. So if time permits, so this is how Acharya explains to us how Divine Mother plays this vital role in creation, sustenance, and resolution. But after describing this in verse number 3, he right away comes to us. So how she interacts with us. So from the Divine Trinity and the 4 category of human beings, how she deals with us. So that's such an amazing thing. You know, not only she just confines herself to the Devaloka and the divinity, but her compassion, he comes down to us and deals with not just 1 category of people, 2 category of people, 3 category of people, but all the 4 category of people, all 4 category of human beings, the dull-witted, the little intelligent, the little understanding, and then some persons who can understand some logic, and also the jadas, what do you call the jadas? So we will see if time permits that verse also. Tava charana pankeruha bhavam. Tava charana pankeruha. Tava, yours. Charana pankeru. Lotus feet. Bhavam. Present. What is present there? Palmsum. What kind of palmsum? Taniyamsam palmsum. Dust of the dust. Particle of the particle. So which means that is the material cause of this universe. So she is the material cause as well as the intelligent cause. So Taniyamsam in Advaita has parallels. Taniyamsum Pamsum. So with that, which is present at thy feet, the particle of the particle. So what does Virinchi do? He collects it. Tava Charana Pankeriha Bhavam Taniyamsum Pamsum Sanchinman Virinchi. And then collecting that, what does he do? Virachayati. What is he virachayati? Lokan, not one locus, many locus. And how does he virachayati? To complete perfection, infinite order. We will see all that. Flawlessly, abhikalam. Flawlessly and completely. That's what that word means, abhikalam. Flawlessly and completely he creates not one world, two worlds, but lokan. And then what does Shauri do? Shauri. That's Vishnu. Where does he get that name? Krishna comes in a Yadava clan. His father was Vasudeva. Vasudeva's father was Surasena. So that's why Shauri. That's how it comes from. Shauri, Vishnu. Yenam, he also from the same dust. Vahatyenam, from the same dust, holds of Vahati. Vahati means holds, sustains. Vahatyenam, from the same dust he holds. Katamapi, somehow, not with one head but two heads. Sahasrena Shirasam. Sahasra means here millions of heads. Sahasrena Shirasam. So that's what it is. What does Hara do? Shamkshuddhihi, grinds those ashes, applies it all over his body, and then grinds the whole cosmos into the dust. Now, what are these lokan? Why does Acharya use lokan? In our Hindu parlance, we know this Irayal Ulaham. In Tamil, we say it Irayal Ulaham, the 14 worlds. So in the upper world and the nether worlds, which is Burlokam, Bhuvalokam, Suvalokam, Aharlokam, Janalokam, Tapalokam, Satyalokam. Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuha, Om Swaha, Om Akaha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaka, Vogam, Satyam. So that's how we chant those mantras. So those 7 worlds. What are the other worlds? The nether worlds. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Talatala, Mahatala, and Patala. So this all comes from the dust of Divine Mother, the dust of Divine Mother's feet. So all these worlds are created. That's our Hindu parlance. We will come and see in our next slides what are the worlds from the point of view of astronomy that Brahma creates from the dust of Divine Mother's feet. And then we also have in Purusha Suktam similar words. Padbhyam bhumirdishasrotrat, from the feet, which means the dust of the feet of the Divine Mother. Padbhyam, that's how Shauri, Vishnu, Purusha Suktam. Padbhyam bhumirdishasrotrat, tata lokagam akalpayan. All the worlds are created. Nabhyaha sidhantariksham Shrishnaudhyav samavartata Padbhyam bhumirdishasrotraat tata lokagam akalpayan. Now, let us try to understand the magnitude from the astronomical point of view. Now, if you compare Earth to the solar system, and I say solar system, the entire system, the sun in the middle and all the planets going around. So the size of the sun would be the size of a soccer ball, and your Earth is like a grain of sand. Now this solar system is one of the many trillion, billions of solar system in our Milky Way galaxy. So this tiny grain of sand in our solar system, even in the solar system, is a tiny grain of sand. So in the galaxy where there are billions or even 100 billion solar system, astronomers say there in our Milky Way galaxy alone, there are 100 billion solar system. That is what the lokan means, all these worlds. Now, NASA is able to visualize and calculate so far almost close to 4,000 solar systems. So these are like 100 billion solar system in one galaxy, Milky Way. How many galaxies are there? 200 to 2 trillion galaxies. 200 to 2 trillion galaxies. Now you multiply 2 trillion by 100 billion. It's mind-boggling beyond your mathematics. So that's how many solar systems are there, and in all the solar systems, there are all these bhumis. So that's why what is meant by lokon virachayati. Now, even though this is infinite number of systems, billions of solar systems and trillions of galaxies in the observable universe, mark that word, observable universe, so which means there are universes that cannot be observed. Observable universe alone, we have 2 trillion galaxies, what we could observe in the observable universe, 2 trillion galaxies, and each galaxies, we have 100 billion solar systems. And in the 100 billion solar systems, compared to sun, the earth is like a grain of sand. And what are you compared to the earth? You compared to the earth is like an ant in the Himalayan mountain. So if you're an ant in the Himalayan mountain, and the earth where the Himalayan mountain is, it itself like a grain of sand compared in the solar system. What are you in the whole universe? Minus 0.0000000. And what we do? Strut around like a proud peacock. I did this, I did that, I did that. That's a picture. That's your earth there. But this is the whole solar system. This is not up to scale. So just to give you an idea, that's it. So that's your Himalaya, and you are an ant here, like this. Now, if you, just to give you an idea, in the solar system, the size of your Earth, if you have a little tangerine fruit, tangerine is like a little tiny orange, sweet orange, tangerine fruit, and if you put it on a huge cricket field or a football field, as they call it here, and there are 4 fields here, if you have 4 of these fields, and you put the tangerine, little orange in the middle, and that's your Earth in the solar system. That's the size of it. Okay? Now, how do we get all this information? First, we sent Hubble telescope, and after that, we sent James Webb, which is a high-resolution telescope, which is now telling us there are galaxies up to galaxies and black holes and universes. So, so that's a James Webb telescope. My friends, this is the picture of all the solar system in part of the Milky Way galaxy. So these are all, each one of these bright spot, it just is a solar system. So in we have in Lalita Sahasramam, Aneka Koti Brahmanda Janani, Aneka Koti Brahmanda. So not one Brahmanda, Aneka Koti Brahmanda Janani. And we are finding that now. So what are these Aneka Koti Brahmandas? Little by little. And then this was also mentioned by Manikavasagar in the 9th century in his Tiruvannamalai. Andapagudi in Undai Pirakam. He already knew that everything was like globe. Undai means global. Andai Pagudi in Undai Pirakam, Alapparum Danmai Valapparum Gachi. ஒன்றனுக்கொன்று நின்று எழில் பகரின் 101 கோடியின் மேற்பட விரிந்தன. He said that he never went on a rocket, he never went on a Planck satellite, he never went on a James Webb telescope, he never went on a Hubble telescope, sitting right where he was in Tirupperundurai or Chidambaram, sitting right where he was. This is what he said. He gave a picture of the cosmos. Cosmos is more than trillions and billions. And how do they look like? To give you a rough analogy, they are like the dust particles you see in the sunlight coming through the window of your living room or bedroom, whatever room. So that's how the cosmos looks like. That's a picture we get of the cosmos. இன்னுலை கதிரின் துண்ணனு புறைய சிறியவாக பெரியோன் தெரியின். And even though this cosmos is so immense compared to the ultimate reality, Parameshwara, this whole creation is nothing but a speck of dust. வேதியன் தொகையோடு மாலவன் மிகுதியும் தோற்றமும் சிறப்பும் ஈற்றோடு புணரிய மாப்பேர் ஊழியும் நீக்கமும் நிலையும். He describes the same thing as in Saundarya Lahari. வேதியன் Brahma, Malavan Vishnu, and மாப்பேர் ஊழியன், that Rudra. நீக்கமும் நிலையும், creation, sustenance and maintenance. So our ancestors, our saints and rishis have sung this from time immemorial. All that they needed was the grace of the Divine Mother, grace of Parameshwara and Parashakti, to go and realize so that they are the cosmos. You know, can you imagine? Can you really imagine that this itty-bitty human being, who's like an ant on, ant on a Himalayas compared to the size of the Earth, and almost nothing compared to the solar system, and nothing compared to the entire cosmos. Do you know this itty-bitty nothing human body size can realize the whole universe in it? Magic of Hinduism. That's what the Hinduism throws the challenge at you. Even though in terms of your size and shape, you're nothing, minus 0, 0, 0, infinite 0. Almost nothing. But you are the universe. Wow. What a religion. Tirumoolar said, Manuda Akkai Vadivu Sivalingam, Manuda Akkai Vadivu Chidambaram, Manuda Akkai Vadivu Sadashivam, Manuda Akkai Vadivu Tirukute. This tiny itty-bitty form is a Shiva Linga with Avadayar and the Lingam, with the Divine Mother and the Shiva together. Chittambaram, floating in consciousness. It's the eternal Shiva who resides in the Sadashivam. And then Tirukuthu, Manuda Akkai Vadivu Tirukuthu. There's eternal dance of Shiva Shakti happening in your body. That's physiology. The dance of Shiva Shakti, Tirukuthu, is dance of Nataraja in Kali, in Shiva Shakti dance. Tirukuthu. So that's physiology. The food that you eat gets digested. The glucose gets taken to the cells. And the oxygen from your lungs gets taken to the cells. And your blood circulation, your nervous system, your neurosystem, then your lymphatic system, this system, that system, then your cleaning system, like your kidneys. So all these systems is the dance of Shiva Shakti. That's what Tirumoolar said, Manuda Akkai Vadivu Tirukut. So when that dance stops, then it's Tirukut, street dance. Okay. All right. So Virachete Avikalam. Now you'll see what is this Avikalam means. Order, infinite. Now, number, obviously to us, the order. What is that order? Just let us take our solar system and our Earth. If the Earth comes little closer than what it is from its orbit, we all be burnt. Even now we cannot burn. In India, this summer was a killer summer. Even in ordinary summers like this, can't bear it. Animals are dying, and it's just like people are having heat strokes. So that's how bad, even though the Earth is still in its orbit. Can you imagine if it comes a little closer? And can you imagine if it goes a little further? It will be frozen to death. Either you'll be burned to death or frozen to death. So who puts this in this perfect orbit? That it doesn't come a little closer, it doesn't go away a little further. Avikalam. Now you see, how is this order, this avikalam, this creation? Acharya used this one word. You can talk about it for hours. Lokan avikalam, not this one word whole. So the entire cosmos revolves like that. The solar systems don't collide with each other. They all function. The entire solar system goes around. revolves around the center of the galaxies. All the solar system in the galaxies revolve around it. It's like you go drive in a car in the middle of Chennai somewhere. That's how confusing it is. But it's in perfect order. Somebody asked me, how do you guys manage in India the traffic, and how do the people, so much the confusion there? I say, Ram ke bharose. I say, Ram ke bharose chalta hai. So Ram ke bharose matlab kya hai? So with the faith in the Lord, we all move. Believe me, that faith in the Lord really carries us very far. And so far it has carried us and still carrying us. So Ram ke bharose, sach mein Ram ke bharose bhi chalta hai. Because ఎవరైనా మీ దగ్గర అడిగితే ఇండియాలో ఎలా డ్రైవ్ చేస్తారండి, ఇక్కడ అమెరికాలో రైట్లో డ్రైవ్ చేస్తాం, మరి ఇంగ్లాండ్ ఇండియాలో లెఫ్ట్లో డ్రైవ్ చేయాలి, మీరు ఎలాగ చేస్తారు? ఇండియాలో ఎక్కడైనా డ్రైవ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. యూ కెన్ డ్రైవ్ ఎవ్రీవేర్ ఇన్ ఇండియా. సో విత్ ఆల్ దట్ కన్ఫ్యూజన్, that's how it is. Now let's see another order here. Avikalam, perfect. There is number 108 in nature, but we are not going there now. I have a whole talk on the 108, but we'll touch upon it slightly. What we're going to focus is Fibonacci. Fibonacci was an Italian, scientist, mathematician, who discovered this order in numbers. So Fibonacci series is nothing but the next number is the addition or sum of the previous two numbers. So if you look at my slide here, so you have a 0 and 1 here. So the third number 1 is an addition of 0 plus 1. And the fourth number 2 is an addition of 1 plus 1. And the fifth number 3 is the addition of the previous two numbers, 1 plus 2. And then the number 5 is an addition of the previous two, 3 plus 2. Number 8, addition of 5 plus 3. 13, 8 plus 5, 21, 13 plus 8, so on. This is Fibonacci series. So every number is an addition of the previous two numbers. So this is just mathematics. Now, if you reduce this number in what you call a digital parity, that's a mathematical parlance to indicate that you reduce all the digits to one digit. Like for instance, so if you have a 55 here, you can reduce it to number 1. How do you do that? You add 5 plus 5, which is 10, and then still a two digit, but we want only one digit. So 1 plus 0 is 1. So the decimal parity for 55 is 1. So the decimal parity for singular digit is the same because it's already singular. But decimal parity for 13 would be 4. For 21 would be 2 plus 1, 3. So you do that till you get to a single digit. For instance, you can add this, 2 plus 8, 10, 10 plus 6, 16, 16 plus 5, 21, 21 plus 7 is 28. So 28 is a two digit still. So again, you reduce it, 2 plus 8, 10. It's still 10 is a two digit. So 1 plus 0, 1. So this whole number 28657 will reduce to just 1. So if you reduce this Fibonacci series to a single digit, this is what you get. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, 8, 4, 3, 7, so on and so forth. So, and that's 24 digits. So this repeats every 24, but you'll get the same number. Every 24 Fibonacci series, you will get the same digital parity numbers. And if you add all the digital parity numbers, what you get? 108. So that's mathematics. But let's see how Mother Nature, Divine Mother, and Brahma, with the dust of Divine Mother's feet, the dust of the Divine Mother's feet, put this order in creation. Let's see that. This is what we call a nautilus shell. The nautilus shell, which is like a snail, a huge snail, when it grows these shells, the little rooms here, that follows a Fibonacci series. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, so on. So that's the Fibonacci series. So that's how it grows in the size of this. And then and the proportion in which it grows is 1.08. The proportions. That means the previous, compared to the previous one, the next one is bigger by a dimension of 1.08. And this Fibonacci series, Abhikalam, perfect creation, is in sunflower seed, sunflowers. Not only in sunflower, everywhere. You can see this from the microcosm to the macrocosm. Sunflower, leaves, shells, pine cones, even hurricanes and genes, chromosomes, genes. And in the galaxy too, same Fibonacci series. From the microcosm to the macrocosm, the way this spiral works is exactly like this, like in the center. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, it follows this pattern. So, isn't it Avikalam, perfect creation? And this is just a few examples. Everywhere you see order. There's infinite order in the universe. That's what I said. Like in the last class, I mentioned that there's a Divine Mother is present everywhere. This Ram Gopal, who was a Bengali saint, who sang that Divine Mother is everywhere. If you can't see her, your eyes are blind. Blind eyes see them hiding everywhere. Will the day come to me, Mom? Will the day come to me, Mom? When say, Divine Mother, my eyes shall flow tears. Blind eyes see them hiding everywhere. Will that day come to me, Ma? Oh, Divine Mother, when will that day come to me when I can just thinking of you shed tears in bhakti, in the love of you? So that's the beauty hidden there. That's Divine Mother hidden there. That's how Brahma creates its avikalam, lokan avikalam. What about the trees? So here is branch 1. So, and then the way first partition comes into 2. So if you look into each section here, section 1, section 2, and section 3, 4, 5, and so on. So each section, so in the second section, there's 2 branches. In section number 3, there are 3 because 2 plus 1, 3. It's a Fibonacci series. In section number 4, you have 5 branches, Fibonacci series. In section number 5, you have 8 branches with Fibonacci series. And section number 6, you have 13 branches. Isn't it perfect order? Cosmos. Rose flower, same pattern. Beauty. Beauty and science and beauty together. That's Divine Mother. Order. Everything in creation, like from the beehive, even the beehive, you look at the beehive, there is an order there. Sunflower, there's an order there. Look at these flowers, will start from 1, it'll go to 2, 3, 5, 8. If you count the petals, next time you try to count a petal, that's how the pattern you would see them. From the middle, if you start counting, it'll be 1, 2, 3, then 5, then 8, and so on. All the Fibonacci series you would see. In pine cone, you would see it. Now, all these cosmos are created. Lokan virachayati virinchi vikalam. So he has done his job. He's created all this infinitude of cosmos. Oh my God. You can create something. You can bring out children into the world. But what a job to maintain them, raise them. Poor Vishnu. So hard work is for Vishnu. That is why he has to use Adishesha's 1,000 heads. Now, 1,000 head here doesn't mean 1,000. It is trillions of heads of Adishesha. And we will say why this Adishesha analogy is used here. Now, Shaurihi, like I mentioned to you, Surasena was the father of Vasudeva, Vasudeva, a father of Krishna. Vasudeva, father of Vasudeva. So Shura, in Vishnu Sahasranama, we have this Ashokastara Shura Shaurijjaneshwaraha Anukula Shathavartha Padmi Padmanibekshana. So even there you have Shauri here. So that Shauri, Yenam, Vahatyenam, even also that Yenam word comes in. Same, with the same dust. The dust of the dust, Shauri, Katamapi. Somehow, somehow means with a lot of difficulty, but he does it. You don't know how he does it. Katamapi means the question is that how does he do this? You know, we ask, how did he do this? Or how did she do this? You know, a lot of times we ask of these people, how did she do that? So that's the same question here. Katamapi sahasrena sirasam. He maintains this. Now we'll see why that is so difficult. This is the cosmos. And the size of the cosmos is so difficult to maintain, and the size of the cosmos is given in another Tamil poet by Avvaiyar. She was a great lady saint. Do you know Avvaiyar knew quantum physics? She, in Vinayaka Ragaval, she talks about quantum physics and the atoms and the atom of the atoms, like dust of the dust, particle of the shit. Anuvirku anuva yappalu kappala kanu muttu ninda karumbulle gaatti வேடமும் நீருமிழங்க நிறுத்தி கூடுமை தொண்டர்குழாத்துடன் கூட்டி அஞ்சக்கரத்தின் அரும்பொருள் தன்னை நெஞ்சக்கரத்தின் நிலை அறிவித்து தத்துவ நிலையை தந்து என ஆண்ட வித்தகா விநாயகா விரைகள் சரணி. So when somebody asked him, Lord asked him, what is the biggest thing in this cosmos? He says, பெரியது கேட்கின் எரிதவள் வேலோய். So Lord Subramanya asked her, பெரியது கேட்கின் எரிதவள் வேலோய் பெரிது பெரிது போன போனான் முகன் படைப்பு நான் முகன் கரியமால் உந்தியில் வந்தோன் கரியமாலோ அலைகடல் துயின்றோன் அலைகடல் குறுமணி அங்கையில் அடக்கம் குறுமணியோ கலசத்தில் பிறந்தோன் கலசமோ அரவினுக்கு ஒரு தலைப்பாரம் அறவோ உமை அவள் சிறுவிரல் மோதிரம் உமையோ இறைவர் பாகத்தொடுக்கம் இறைவரோ தொன்றர் உள்ளத்தொடுக்கம் தொன்றதை போல் தொன்றதம் பெருமை சொல்லவும் பெரிதே. Oh my Lord, you asked me what's the hugest thing. This whole cosmos is huge. But then was created by Brahma. So Brahma is great. But then Brahma came from the umbilical cord of Vishnu. So Vishnu is great. But Vishnu is sustained by Adishesha on the ocean. So therefore the Adishesha is great and the ocean is great. But then the ocean is in this handful for Kurumuni, which is Agastya. But then Agastya came from a pot, and pot is earth, and earth is held by the snake, Arav, which is Adishesha, which is what we were just talking about. You know, Adishesha somehow maintains it. All this planet, yes. So now we are talking about this, held by Adishesha. But who is that Adishesha? He is the ring in Divine Mother's small finger. Therefore, Divine Mother is great. But where is Divine Mother? He is merged in Shiva. So Shiva is great. But where is Shiva? He is merged in the devotee's heart. So the devotee is great. That is just by the side. So this cosmos, huge cosmos, is maintained with a lot of difficulties. Now, you know what another difficulty in maintaining this cosmos? Besides the vastness, you know, like the crazy traffics in India, confusion, you know, nothing, everything is in perfect order. What else is the confusion adds? Physics tells you that the universe is constantly expanding. It's like your children growing up into teenagers, expanding. Very hard to maintain. Okay? Universe is expanding faster than the speed of light. You know what the speed of light is? 1,86,000 miles per, not even hour, second. So if I do this, light has traveled how many miles? 1,86,000 miles. So this universe is expanding faster than that. And how is poor Vishnu is going to maintain it? So that's why, what a beauty there, huh? Katamapi sahasrena sirasam is maintaining it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. You can go on talking about all this. So that's a picture of an expanding universe. Now, I want you to pay a little attention here. It may be may go over your head, but pay attention. Why do we use the snake's symbology here. Who is this Adishesha? What does Adishesha represent in terms of science? You know, in physics, in classical physics, we used to think the whole universe is held together because of the gravitational force or the force of attraction between masses. Like, in other words, sun is a huge mass, and then earth is another huge mass. And there is like this mutual attraction and repulsion. So that's because of that it's held in place and goes around. Come Einstein, Newton's theory is out the door. Einstein said it's not because of the mass is held together, but then it's held together because of what is in special theory of relativity, the space-time curvature. So what does it mean? In other words, if there's a huge mass, Einstein said the space curves around it. Time curves around it. So when there is something that curves, so that thing, the earth can go only in that curve. Like if you grow up in India, you know, in the early days, there used to be this circus, three-ring Kamala circus or something, all those circuses. So in that circus, you would see somebody, you know, like a huge dome, riding a motorcycle, like a two-wheeler in the dome, on the sides of, inside the sides of the dome. So that's exactly what that all these planets do. The whole cosmic globes do. They run in this space-time curve, not because of the force of attraction. Now, what is this gravitational wave? That is Adishesha, because that's energy. This gravitational wave is nothing but energy. And what is energy? Energy is Shakti. What is Shakti? It is snake, Kundalini Shakti. So that's Adishesha. So Shakti everywhere is represented as snake. So fully awakened Kundalini, in Lord Shiva, you would see is all the snakes around all Lord Shiva's neck, on his body, they'll all be like with the hood raised up, which means Shakti is fully awakened and merged in him. So that's the snake combination. Now this gravitational waves, existence of these waves was proved by experiments called LIGO experiments, laser interferometer gravitational wave observatories, which are like 4 or 5 places in different parts, Italy, a couple of places in USA, and there's one in India also. So this distant gravitational wave coming from some black hole mergers that happen billions and trillions of light years away. Okay? So that wave, gravitational wave emanating from that, was observed by using interferometers. We're not going to go into the detail, but just enough to know that it was validated, which means that energy, that snake is what binds all this together. So that's Adishesha with his trillions of head is what is binding all this cosmos together from falling apart, even though they're expanding somehow. Katamapi Vahati. So he's doing that. So this is all. So the wave was detected, the wave that resulted from a black hole merger that happened 1.3 billion light years away. Yeah, that arrived in 2017 on Earth. So the immensity of the cosmos. So that is Lokan. Now, all this magnificent creation, easy job for Rudra. Paratpara Parameshwar Nataraja just dances, everything is resolved back. Haraha, Samshukdihi, reducing it to ashes, Enam, same. Haraha Samshuddhenam Bhajati, Vasudho Dhulana Vidhim. So, Chittam Boka, Chivam Boka. Lord Shiva doesn't follow any rules. Rudra doesn't follow any rules. So, you know, there are rules for applying vibhuti on your body, but he doesn't follow the rules. Grinds the dust, applies it all over his body. So that's why in Satarudriyam, we call him also, you are the dust. We call Shiva Namapagam Shabhyaya Sarajasya Chanamashishkya Haritya Chanamholopya Ulapya Chanamhormya Shurmya Padnya Parnashadya Paguramana Pignate Chanama Akidate Prakidate Chanamo Bakirike Byo Eva Nagam Hridaya. So Namapagam Shabhyaya Pamsu is also his Pamsu is the dust. Because he ground the dust of the dust of the dust. You know what is to grind is already dust of the atom of the atom, particle of the particle. So that particle of the particle, he still grounded, applied it all over his body. So that's what Rudra does. And then now there's one point that I want to bring out to you to indicate that all these functions, this creation, sustenance, and resolution, how throughout, even though these jobs are assigned to all these trinities, is still maintained by Divine Mother. We get this beautiful, beautiful name in Lalita Trishati with the Bijam. Now, as a matter of fact, for the Bija mantra for the second verse is Hreem. I have given a diagram there. But like I told you in my very first class, I'm not going to go into the Prayoga part of it, just to give you an indication that Hreem, because that's what that's what that Bija for that second verses. Now, in the Lalita Trishati, Hrinkara Kanda Ankurikayai Namaha. Hrinkara Kandankurikayai Namaha. Oh my God, what a verse that is. What a line that is. Kanda is, like a potato or any root. Kanda. Hreem, I will come to that in a minute. Ankurika is a sprout. Ankurarpanam. When you do Kumbhabhishekam, we do the Ankurarpanam and all those rituals. So, Ankur, it means it's a sprout. So, she is described here as Ankur. Now, what kind of Ankur? Kanda Ankurikaya. And then, what's the adjective there? Hrinkara. So that Im Bijam is there. So her is there, which is Shiva. Im is there, which is Shakti. So Hrinkaram. So Hrinkara, that Hrim mantra. That is, with that Shakti, with that Im, the potential energy of turning into kinetic energy brings out this whole creation. So first is creation, which is the Ankur. Now from that Ankur, from that sprout, from that seed, you know what comes out? A stem, tiny stem, then tiny branches, then the leaves, then the tree, then the flowers, then a huge banyan tree, then a huge peepal tree, all that from the tiny Ankur. Now, so creation, and what is sustained by? The roots that you don't see below. So this is what sustains it. So creation. Now what is resolution? When the small plant disappears and the big plant appears, there's a resolution. Rudra does that. Rudra is not destruction, it's just changing, evolving, changing. When a bud is destroyed or resolved, it results in a flower. When a flower is resolved, it results in a raw fruit. And then the fruit. So the raw fruit disappears and the fruit appears. Then the fruit disappears, seed appears. So that cycle. So the fruit disappears, seed appears, then creation, then it results in ultimately going to the fruit disappears. So it's not destruction. It is just evolution and change, and it's revolution, revolving. So all this happened because she is Hrinkara Kandankurikaya. In one word, they put the ocean here in the one name of Divine Mother. Hrinkara Kandankurikaya Namah. Wow. Now, So that's so far as how she dealt with the Holy Divine Trinity. We will call it Divine Trinity. That's Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra. You never say Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. It's always Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra. Shiva is beyond all that. He is that unmanifest, formless energy that's activated by Shakti, resulting in this trinity of Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra. Now, from that trinity, Acharya brings Divine Mother down to us, poor human beings, to the human quartet. What is the quartet? Quartet is a 4 category. Avidyanam, completely ignorant. Patanjali gives a beautiful definition for avidya. Asuchihi, anatmasu, all these things, and then all these things, something that is not pure, taking it as pure, and then something that is not Atma, taking it as Atma, and then if he puts a few categories there is called avidya. So most of us are drowned in that avidya. So for that category, and then some of us are jadas, some of us are daridras, and some of us have drowned in the nimagnana, drowned in the ocean of samsara. Sansara satpadashtanam jantunam avivekinam. Jantunam, animals. Those bitten by the samsara, this verse calls them animals, and then calls them jadam, same thing like the category here. Sansara satpadashtanam jantunam avivekinam chandrashekhrapadham jasharanam param aushadham. So with this one, this is a very elaborate topic, and the Acharya has done such a beautiful job in imagery, with examples, with a lively, wow, what an imagination, much beyond, much more than Kalidasa would have done. So that we would see in our next class. So till then, may Divine Mother be with you all in all that you do. Om Sri Matre Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya.
குருஜி ரொம்ப நன்னா இருந்தது. தெரிவா சரணம்.
இன்னைக்கு
குருஜி ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது, கேட்கறதுக்கே ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது.
நமஸ்காரம் குருஜி. தேங்க்யூ குருஜி.
தேங்க்யூ குருஜி.
குருஜி ரொம்பவே நல்லா இருக்கு. சாஸ்திரமும் சயின்ஸும் எல்லாம் கலந்து நீங்க அந்த கம்பேரிசன் கொடுக்கறது எல்லாம் கேட்கவே முடியாத விஷயங்கள். இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப
Thank you, Ramesh. Yeah, there is so much there. நமக்கு டைம் தான் போறது. That's all we have.
And இன்னைக்கு actually ஆதிசங்கரர் ஆராதனையும்